Scarlett Barnett-Smith. I have just finished my cadetships where I was sponsored by the Port of London Authority and Trinity House. Before that I worked on the Thames for 3 years and obtained a boatmaster's licence, and now I've just sat my final exam for my Officer Watch Unlimited licence. When I was 15, my dad had a small sailing boat, so I've always kind of sailed and been attracted to the water, and I kind of was just on the bow, sitting there looking at the waves and just thought I could do this for the rest of my life, and that kind of attracted me to start working in the industry and looking at different routes to start a career. So I started as an apprentice for a small passenger boat company on the River Medway, which just comes off the River Thames. And then I joined the Port of London Authority, and that's where I started my apprenticeship towards a boatmaster's licence. At the end of my apprenticeship, when I got my boatmasters, they kind of said, look, we want to help you with your career, and whatever decision and career you choose, what are you interested in? And I kind of said, I'm really interested in going to sea and getting my bigger licences. And fortunately, they supported me through that. Yeah, the Port of London Authority is an amazing company. Like, if you hear anyone talking about them, they always speak so highly. They're so supportive, and yeah, they've really helped me with my career massively. Probably NAIAST, where you spend, it's about 5 weeks in total, but you do a week of examination in the bridge simulator. So you're the officer of the watch and you're getting examined, and you're put in loads of different traffic situations, and you've got to make the decision and keep the vessel safe and everyone on board. Obviously it's not a real vessel, it's a simulated ship, but once you're in there for an hour, you honestly feel like you're at sea and you're under the pressure which you're going to be under when you're qualified. So yeah, for me, that's been the best course throughout my cadetship. I think there's two big highlights. Sailing from the UK to Hawaii was really cool. I was on a Navy ship, which was different, and yeah, I think it was an amazing passage. Sailed across the Atlantic, went to an island called Curacao in the Caribbean, then through the Panama Canal, which I loved, to San Diego, and then to Hawaii. And second highlight, which probably is my highlight, was sailing to Antarctica. It's one of the most beautifulest places in the world, and I'm so lucky that I went, and yeah, it was amazing, absolutely amazing, beautiful place. There's an island just east of the Falklands, and it's called South Georgia. That is pretty remarkable. Penguins, seals everywhere, killer whales, humpback whale. It's just like it's kind of like Jurassic Park. There's huge birds. It's just, yeah, it's a beautiful place. That's probably other than Antarctica, the most amazing place I've been to. I think as a minority, if you're working, living, eating, sleeping with the same people for months on a time, if you're a minority on a ship, you are going to feel quite isolated at times, and it is difficult. But I think as an industry as a whole, I've found it very accepting. Obviously there is horror stories out there, but through my experience, I've been very lucky. But you do feel like you have to prove yourself. You're on a ship with a lot of the opposite sex, and you're a minority on board, and yeah, it can be challenging at times, but I think the only way that we're going to change that is to encourage more females to join the industry, and to show that it doesn't matter where you come from, what sex you are, what you look like, how you sound, what you talk like, you can do this too. And I think the industry is changing definitely for the better, but we've got a long way to go. I think only 2% of the industry are female, of the whole of the merchant navy. It's hard being away from home. Like, when you're away from home for 6 months and you miss Christmas, your 21st birthday, you're in the middle of an ocean. It's cool to say it, but you want to go out partying with your friends on your 21st, and things like that it's challenging, but I wouldn't change it, because I love my job. My job is my life. For people's lives are normally their lives, and then they've got their job as a part of it. But for me, but at Christmas, and like my Christmas, not last year, the year before, was in Antarctica, which was obviously amazing, like, and it snowed on Christmas, but I wanted to be at home with my family, so it's bittersweet, but that's probably the most challenging thing. I didn't expect it to be like for as many people to have followed me as they have, and it's like it's crazy when it grows because it just grows really quick. But I think when I went to Antarctica and I was on the ship and, I was posting photos and videos, it just really was interesting to people because it's not many people have gone, and I don't know, that's kind of boosted the following. The reason I do Instagram is to try and attract more females to come into the industry, if I'm being honest. I see myself becoming a captain of a ship. When I got my captain's licence for my small commercial boat masters, so small boats on the basically for inland waterways. It is an unlimited licence, but for vessels inland around the United Kingdom, so UK waters. When I got that captain's licence, I just couldn't believe it. I could be a captain and it was such an amazing feeling. And to think that I could, if I worked hard enough, get a captain's licence of a ship, a master mariner's licence, and say, okay, I can be a captain of any size ship anywhere in the world. That's a dream. It blows my mind, the fact that that's a possibility, So at the moment, I want to work my way up to my Master Mariner Unlimited. Yeah, I can definitely, I try not to close any doors. Do you know what I mean? I never say, I could never do that, because I think by closing doors in certain parts of the industry, you're only going to make your kind of progression smaller. I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, I see myself potentially one day maybe working on yachts. It's a really interesting part of the industry.